Bitcoin is off to a brutal start to the year and is now on track for its worst month since the crypto collapse back in June of 2022. This would be Bitcoin's fifth straight monthly decline, the longest losing streak in 8 years. So, big question, is this a healthy reset for crypto or the start of a deeper downturn? I've been wanting to talk with you about this for a long time because you're a bull about crypto and Bitcoin. What do you make of the slide here? Is this reset just a nice reset, or is there something more fundamental going on?
Well, I think if you just zoom out for a second, right? If it's not going to zero, Bitcoin's going to $1 million at some point in the future. And I don't think that most people think Bitcoin's going to zero. And maybe a decade ago, that was a question. Now people may say it could go down a lot, but it ain't going to go to zero. So I think that's first. The second thing is, I think Bitcoin really has two things that people look at. One is expected, is there's this kind of 4-year cycle that people have gotten used to. And so there's a halving, Bitcoin runs up for about 18 months, it peaks, and then it has these really nasty drawdowns. And you know, the drawdowns in the past have been 85%. Wall Street is not used to that. Wall Street, remember, the global financial crisis was a 50% drawdown. And I always remind people, Bitcoin has had a 50% drawdown approximately every 18 months for the last decade.
Okay.
So these people are used to the volatility, but when you see these numbers compared to stocks, you're like, oh, it's down 50%. That's a lot. The bigger thing, though, is Bitcoin, more so than any market in the world, is a forward-looking market. And so if you go back to why did Bitcoin run all summer long in 2025? I believe it's because a lot of people thought inflation was coming because of the tariffs. And so they said, well, if inflation is coming, just like I thought in 2020 inflation was coming, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy Bitcoin. So Bitcoin ran up. In Q3 and Q4, we realized that inflation is not coming. And so now the two biggest risks in the U.S. economy, in my opinion, are deflation and the contracting liquidity globally. Those two things are a major headwind for asset prices. Bitcoin has been selling off for 5 months. Guess what's also been happening? Truflation's inflation metric has been selling off aggressively. So Truflation is a real-time alternative inflation metric. It uses 14 million data points from 40 different independent providers. It has, in my opinion, more accuracy than the BLS's CPI metric. And it went from 3% down to 0.6%. Now, what's interesting is Truflation has a 97% correlation with a 1-month lag to BLS. And so my expectation is the CPI number is going to fall off a cliff here over the next 90 days or so. And you're actually going to see inflation come down under 2%.
Okay.
And Bitcoin was the alarm system.
So I hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at other assets that tend to rise when you get a little nervous about inflation or instability. I would put gold in that category, silver. They're still performing extraordinarily well. So, Taylor, you're my metals person. I go to you on heavy metal.
Hopefully not the music.
Do you buy it's good music. Do you buy what Pompliano's saying? Do you think that the run-up in Bitcoin last year was an inflation hedge on tariff concerns? Or does that not square with what we see a lot of other asset classes?
Well, I don't know. And maybe you can debate this with me, Anthony, because this was supposed. So 2 points. I want to answer Brian's question and ask you. Said it'll go to $1 million, and I want to know like why and how we get there. But Brian, to your point, this was supposed to be the big moment for Bitcoin, right? If it is the big diversifier, when stocks go down, when Anthropic comes for Visa and MasterCard or IBM, this was supposed to be the moment where Bitcoin can shine. When the dollar weakens because deflation or whatever, or the Fed, Bitcoin was supposed to shine. And we didn't see that. Like that, this was supposed to be Bitcoin's moment and we didn't see it. And so I don't know the why, but I guess my question too is if it couldn't show up in this moment, why Bitcoin ever?
Bitcoin was $16,000 in December of 2022. It went to $126,000. It was the best performing asset during that time period. It's come down 50%.
Okay.
That is a normal drawdown for Bitcoin. Doesn't sound that way, but that's a normal drawdown in Bitcoin. I think that what people are realizing is gold, which I think is a very good counterexample to what has happened with Bitcoin. You go and you ask yourself, well, why are people buying gold? People are not buying gold. Central banks are buying gold.
Correct.
And central banks are buying gold because they are trying to de-fiat themselves.
Correct.
So they are selling dollars, but they're also selling euros and yen and won and pesos and everything else, and they're going into gold. And so what you have is you have a buyer that is not worried about inflation. They're worried about fiat currencies in general. Now, what I find interesting about the Bitcoin scenario is that actually individuals have been selling Bitcoin. Guess who's been buying it? businesses, asset managers, large capital pools, pensions, sovereign wealth funds, et cetera. And so my friend Jordy Vitzer's got this great idea of, he says it's basically like the IPO moment for Bitcoin. Historically, if you have a company, you invest in the private market, and then as you enter the public market, there's a changing of hands of who is holding that stock. The early investors or the early employees sell it to the big, hedge funds or the big investors. Well, Bitcoin has been liquid since the day it was created, and so there is no IPO moment. But what we have seen over the last 24 months or so is that changing of who's holding it. You see the ETFs exploding, you see all the public companies buying Bitcoin, but it's actually individuals are saying, hey, I'm willing to sell my Bitcoin now above $100,000 because I bought it when it was $10.
Right.
And so that big markup allows them to go and distribute it. And so I generally look at Bitcoin as an asset that is going to continue to benefit from inflation. There is no inflation right now. The bigger risk is deflation, and that's why it's selling.
Well, it's an interesting theory that it's moving from individual hands to institutional hands. Okay, fine. There may be a simpler explanation, Jackie. Bitcoin's run-up coincided with massive, massive government spending, stimmies, handouts. That's when individuals had the cash. That's when you walked into the barbershop, every guy in there was talking about buying a crypto. What changed last year was the Trump administration did Doge for a while.
Yeah.
And said, we're not going to do that stuff anymore. And that maybe took some of the air out of the balloon. So maybe the story's right about going to institutions, but is that a story that gets you to $1 million faster than the story of the individuals buying with the enthusiasm getting you to $1 million?
Geez, I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't really know what happens with Bitcoin from here, but I would look at this and say to myself, yeah, a lot of people were buying because they had cash on hand and then they wanted to take profits. And that's why, to Anthony's point, we're going through these cycles. Does institutional buying get us to $1 million? I'm not necessarily sure, because I think that you'll still see this cyclical opportunity because people don't really feel the way they do with gold and silver, because you can touch it and you can feel it and it's actually backed by something. They don't feel the same way about Bitcoin. I think most of the people who buy it, and probably some of these institutions too, don't really understand it. So I think once they get up to a certain point and they gain some profits, I can see fund managers taking money off the table and kind of just playing through this cycle over and over again. I mean, unless we were in recession, unless the stock market crashed,
right.
Those kinds of situations.
You need young people to get into the positions of power and influence. The older people don't understand it, to your point, right? They're not used to it. If I want something, I'm going to go buy gold. I'm not going to buy Bitcoin. But when the 22-year-old becomes the CIO at 45, well, guess what? They had Bitcoin in their portfolio, and so they start to put it in the portfolio as well.
Right.
I mean, it could be a generational thing. Quickly, Jerry, I've watched you at jewelry stores with a lot of gold, real gold.
Let's take it to the street.
So, I mean, quick thoughts on Bitcoin's kind of collapse here, what it all means.
Well, I won't speak about Bitcoin. I'll speak about gold and silver and pick a nit with Anthony here. I do think that individuals are buying this. And when I talk to the vendors over in the Diamond District, they tell me they're selling gold bullion. And people are coming in with grandma's silver and saying, what can I get for this? So they are involved in this play as well. But I think that Bitcoin is just much more difficult to get your arms around. I'm on the same page here, Jackie, that you are. I don't understand it. I don't trust it. It's got a big price tag on it, even though it's down significantly.
Right.
So I'm not jumping on board.
Can I make one change to what I said, which would be another catalyst could be if all of a sudden it's adopted as like a central bank currency type thing, then it goes up and it never comes down, because that puts the confidence in it. If we're literally using crypto with each other to buy and sell things like you would use cash. That's the only thing that I see that could just send it rocketing up to $1 million, and that's the end of the game.
The day-to-day transaction story, which
it has to become real.
hasn't quite, maybe that's how Pompliano buys lunch. It's not how I buy lunch quite yet.